up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre tutorials and reviews, back in here with one more video. Guys, you already know what time it is. It's time to get active. Video today comes from content creator Just Tree 411. She had a video that was sent to me on my Instagram at Mediocre tutorials and reviews. It's long, but y'all know how to spell. If you don't, link down in the description box down below. Come and follow your boy. I've been posting up there, so you can send me more content. This video is entitled Story Time, Hooking Up with My Beta Male Friend. Let's just get in there. Without further ado.
What's up there, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. I want to talk about beta males and I think I'm going to stop calling them beta males and call them inferior men. Oh. Okay.
Sure.
And I might use it interchangeably. Do they get laid? Well, yeah. It depends. It depends on that individual male, and it depends on the circumstances.
Pity
so then
vagina.
The next question is, have you ever had sex with a beta male? Yes, I have. I'm not ashamed either. Let me just say this. Let me explain. Let me explain. Now, for those of you who are not aware, and you probably take issue with the term beta male or inferior male, let me give you this guy's characteristics. He was very shy, very quiet, very obedient. What do I mean by that? Now, by the way, this is when I was in college, okay? So my diet and my attitude was totally different. I'm hungry. I want some chicken. Okay, I'll go get you some. You want some dessert with that? Yeah. And every time I was hungry, I would go to this particular man. We'll call him Charles. I will go to Charles, and I know Charles can always feed me, no matter what. Charles had a car. Charles would take me anywhere I needed to go. He would do all these things in hopes of getting the yum yum. All right? Of course, I didn't respect a guy like that who always was there at my every beck and call.
We talk about this all day. Of course I wouldn't respect a man like that was there for all of my needs at every beck and call. No truer words have ever been spoken, at least that I've heard on this side of the internet, by a woman in reference to an inferior man or a beta male than that. That is the truth. People will absolutely take advantage of you if you give them the opportunity. What are they doing in your life to prove that they are worthy of such service? Okay, let's keep it going.
Okay, and I would just see if he had any fight in him. Like I would basically,
pay attention to her laughing.
Him, talk bad again, talk. Well, I would say a lot of demeaning things towards him.
Oh wow! And
he would just sit up here and either agree with me or just stay silent. No pushback whatsoever. So you see what I'm saying? He is submissive. He's an inferior man. He's a beta. This is what I'm talking about now. Then you were thinking like, Tree, what the hell? Why would you open your legs to some guy like that? Okay, remember.
Pity viscosity. And just real quick. So the thing is that there's a lot of dudes who, you know, by the logic that we're going through in this video right here, are in fact inferior, but a lot of it is from a behavior perspective. And the good news is that you can nurture behavior. You can change behavior. But a lot of y'all already know this. I think it's fascinating to see as she's talking about it, her mannerisms, the way that she's laughing about it. Meanwhile, this guy probably went into debt funding what he or doing things for her that he thought that he needed to do in order to get the viscous innards. He ended up getting them, but I guarantee you she was just laid back, eyes closed, thinking about the errands that she had to do the next day, as opposed to the drippy, fluid, viscous that the alphas would get, okay? That don't give her everything that she wants, that's not there for her emotional needs, that are not funding whatever she needs, all right? Those are the ones that she's trying to impress, and therefore, the viscosity gets a lot more supple when she's trying to do that. Let's move on.
Like I said, I made a lot of my mistakes. I don't regret them in college. And I think a lot of us, a lot of men and women do a lot of dumb things in their late teens and their early 20s. You get a pass, okay? So thing about this guy is that, you know, he was always there for me to talk to, and he was put in the friend zone immediately. And he was handsome. It's not like he was unattractive. He was very handsome. He was just a beta. He was just submissive. Okay? It was just he worshiped the ground I walked on and did everything I wanted to do that. And of course, women get off on that after a while. They love, we not anymore, but we love the fact that we can control men in that area and everything, and just have the strings. Like, I'm gonna make you dance for me, dance for me.
Dance for this viscosity. If you treat them like a star, they will treat you like a fan.
Anyway, getting back to how we had sex. So he's been a friend of mine in the friend zone for, I would have to say, at least a year. Anyway, we go out to a club, he and I mean, we had a ball because we ran into my friends. So we had a ball, and I mean, we had a good time.
He's funding the friends.
My friends, not knowing that Charles was submissive, was pleasing, over-pleasing. He catered to everything I wanted. You know, although he was attractive and he had a nice body, I just didn't respect him as a person, you know, as a man, not a person. As a man, I didn't respect him. But my female friends did not know this. They just see a nice package there. And they kept asking me, hey, you getting with him? What's up with you and Charles? I'm like, no, he's just a friend. Girl, no. And they couldn't understand, like, you have not banged this guy? So they were like, okay, we gonna go for it. I'm like, girl, do it. He wouldn't. Out of loyalty for me, a woman he was never gonna get a chance with, well, until then, he was so loyal that he turned down my friends, and two of my friends were way better looking and attractive, better bodies than I had at that time.
Now, what's interesting about this, I've actually had this happen in my life a couple of times, being in and around a space of maybe as a woman that maybe I had messed with in the past and yada yada, but like you get around her and then a group of their friends, and I've had it where my market value to the original woman was raised and then sometimes lowered depending upon my interaction with the homegirls and the friends. And what I will say is that there's been times as well where I've felt the friends coming on to me as well, and I have rejected their advances. So I have done that. And what I noticed from that is that the original girl, liked that I did that, so it raised me in her market value of where I was placed. But then there's been times where I've allowed the friends to come on and have fun with them, and then the original girl still, my market value with her is still really high. It didn't detract her at all. And I think the logic in that is that because all of her friends wanted to mess with, you know what I'm saying, that I must be a person of value. So it can raise in her mind where I am seated at. So let's go on. I want to keep on hearing the story.
And he turned them down, and it made them mad. And it was like, I can't believe you got that boy hooked like that. And for some reason, my mentality at that time just turned me on. I was like, oh my God, you turned down my best friend, one of my best friends, but two of them who are perfect 10s. I'm serious. They were perfect 10s. These women were gorgeous. They had all kinds of popular guys going after them on the campus compounds. And I was so turned on with that. I had sex with him as a reward because, you know, he elevated me in my woman's circle because he turned down my female friends that no man would normally turn down.
So here's what I'm hearing is that she gave him pity viscosity, right? Now this is back in college for her. She's obviously probably twice college age, so it's a long time for back for her. You know, we're all relatively immature in college, so it is what it is. But think about that. All of the money that he spent, all of the time that he spent with her, right? Being her lapdog wasn't enough to get the viscosity. That wasn't enough. But what was enough is him rejecting the friends. And then in her mind, that boosts her up from a hierarchy perspective. Like, damn, they're 10s. I consider myself like a 6, but he rejected them for me. Okay, you can have a little bit of this viscosity.
And I guess, and that put me in a different light in their eyes. But they just didn't know what Charles was Charles was a beta, baby. He was just in love with me. And that's all that is, dude. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and the sex was good. Actually, it was. And we had sex several more times. Unfortunately, it ended bad. My fault. I was totally at the, to blame because I did break his heart because I end up, you know, he thought we were in a relationship, which we weren't, but I didn't make that obvious. Like I keep saying, this is when I was in college. I was a different, back then I was a girl. Now I'm a lady. You know, I'm totally different. I have a different mindset back then, you know, in college. My undergrad, not my, you know, not post alma mater. I think that's what the term is. When I went to get my master's. Okay, I was a totally different woman then than I was, you know, in college.
Can you just imagine real quick? You know, that's a young brother who is scorned. He let all them 10s go because I wanted to get into a relationship with her, the love of my life. I've invested all this time. We talk about on this channel all the time the sunk cost fallacy. All of the time that you enter in to someone or something should have no predication on how you treat someone and something into the future, because you already sunk that cost into the past. But what we're dealing with here is a beta. It's what happens when you deal not in reality, when you deal with fallacious decision making. This is what can happen. All right, let's conclude.
I was a little girl, still a little girl head mentality. Anyway, I did not specify that we were monogamous. He was monogamous with me, but I was not monogamous with him. And he found out. I was just pretty cold about it, and it broke his heart.
Tore him up.
And that affected our friendship. I guess that was the day he grew some balls because he never dealt with me again. And he transferred to another school. I think he went to Savannah State. So, you know, but look at the circumstances that happened.
Holy moly, this young brother transferred schools because his heart was broke so much. Oh, that probably impacted him for years. It just makes me just think, I wish this space of YouTube was around when the young brother was going through it back into the day. You know what I mean? There would have been solutions for him as he was trying to date someone that didn't want to date him back. And there would have been solutions for the red pill rage that he most likely encountered after that. Most likely. There's no way that he didn't if he moved schools because of her. All right, let's keep going.
Happened for us to have sex. And, you know, I did take advantage of this guy. And I only had sex with him under those conditions where he made me, you know, he turned down two of, because I was in a group of 6 of us, maybe 7 of us. And like I said, two of the girls out of all of us were always getting the top tier men during that time. So when you have this guy that they wanted and they couldn't get, and because he wanted me, yeah, man, that puts me at a high regard in a top tier in their eyes. And, you know, I rewarded him with it. And like I said, I wasn't in love with him. I still treated him the same way, except that we were just having sex. So I think beta males, submissives, inferior men do get lucky, and they do get put in those situations where they do get to have sex. So they're not incels. All betas are not incels. Yeah, all inferior men are not incels either. These men do get lucky. Okay, it just depends on them, their characteristics, their sex appeal. It just depends on a lot of other things. Like I said, Charles he looked good on the outside, was just dumb on the inside, and I wasn't attracted to that. So yeah, I in conclusion, what I want to say is that don't automatically assume that just because a guy is beta or he is inferior or he is submissive that he has not had sex and that he can't get women. Hell, I know a lot of inferior people, a lot of inferior men on YouTube who are married with kids. Oof, I can't believe they reproduce, honey. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. So, all
right, let me stop the video right here. So, guys, you've seen it right here. This sector of YouTube, we talk about all of the negative factors of being inferior. We talk about all of the negative factors of not spending time to develop in your masculinity, in your manhood. We talk about all of these things, and you're seeing examples, okay, from a woman that is telling her college story, which a lot of you are in and around that age or something around there in that range, okay? And you're seeing by having these submissive traits, what and how it's going to end up with you, all right? Pity, viscosity. That has been my video for today. That has been my reaction, all right? Valuable information, all right? Shout out to this content creator. We appreciate your story. But questions, comments, concerns, you guys already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. That's my email. I got a Patreon as well. Click on the link down below to see what's in store for you. Some of the best things on this side of YouTube, I guarantee you. All right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace.